If you had an issue with your eye, would you go to a foot doctor to get it looked at? Probably not. Let's talk about the importance of actually hiring a specialist in that area and not just using them because they have the degree. Well, Demi, that's a really silly analogy, but I'm trying to explain how important it is to use a specialist in the area that they're a specialist in. Hi, my name is Demi Judd. I'm a relocation specialist for here in Northeast Florida, and let me tell you why it's so important to make sure you're hiring someone who understands the relocation process rather than just one that you found online or from your friend or from your cousin or from Facebook or other places you guys find us. But I've had clients who are 1 week out, a couple months out, or a couple years out who are just testing out the waters, which is perfectly fine. I would rather you do that than hate where you live and call me 6 months after you purchase the home. But after the tours, I bring the data and the research that I actually have already done a week prior to you coming, where I find out what all the new construction deals are. I find out what all the lots that are available. And I also already most likely pulled floor plans that would work best for you with those certain builders in the neighborhoods that you want to move. And right before you go home, you'll have a whole entire booklet of everything we explored during that time and notes along with that. When I do my home tours with you, I actually write notes of what you think about the home because it's hard to take all this information, especially when we're seeing different communities and everything like that. I help you basically whittle down the list to make sure that, okay, that's why we knocked out this neighborhood was because of XYZ. So that later on, whether you're not ready yet and you're thinking about later, if we re-entertain it, I'm like, hey, so this is the reason why we weren't looking at this anymore. Maybe we should re-entertain it because that's not such a big deal now, months later. But let's just say you found the perfect home. If we're doing new construction, you found the perfect home, guess who's going to check up on your house annoyingly often? Me. That house is my house until it's your home. That's what I like to say. It's just a cute little thing. But with new construction, I'm with you through the whole process. Whether you design the entire home and build from scratch and from slab up, or if you're in the pre-drywall phase, I am actually a part of all of that. I help schedule your inspections for you. I attend your inspections for you. I take video, I take pictures for you throughout the entire process. So it's almost as if you're here, but you just, look a little bit like me. But why it's so important for me to take the pictures and the videos is to make sure that everything that you ordered at your design studio appointment is actually what you're being given. And also making sure that there's no kinks that we come across when we're at our final inspection that would delay closing in any way. Which, mentioning that, if you are buying new construction or wanting to build new construction and you find a killer deal right now, but it doesn't close because of school yet, so it closes in like October, November or anything, one, you can ask the builders if you'd be able to get a release form saying that, hey, their house is going to be done, like allow them to come into the school so that you could register your kids into school. Another one, I would highly recommend actually offering to come down during that first week where you're doing orientation. It gives you and your children the opportunity to meet the teachers, meet the school, everything like that, take a tour. I think that's just a really great opportunity to make your kids kind of feel a little bit more like home, meeting their teacher, knowing where to get to class, so they don't feel like the new kid if they have to start in October or November. And then say we find the perfect home that's on the market. So we call that a resale home. You find the perfect resale. I'm still not only negotiating for you, I'm at your inspections, I'm making sure that everything is getting done at the certain times, I'm making sure that everything goes smoothly so that when you're able to move here, you're bringing your pod boxes, we're not having to worry about a bunch of chaos in the middle. But there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to relocation. Maybe you're even selling your home over there. And I've given advice to clients who are moving from out of state and they can't get their house to sell and they want a second opinion. And I'm happy to give that too. But there's emotion over there wanting to get it done in a certain timely manner over here. And me talking with the builder to communicate for us to extend if we need to, or to have a lesser binder until we close on XYZ. The communication level that I can provide here for you guys is beyond what most agents would even do for a client that's here, which is wild to think actually. But it's not only what I'm able to provide before, it's what I provide during with the communication level and the photos and the constant updates as if you're actually here. But it's also what happens after. Because you're new to the area. You don't know what to do. You don't know who to know. And of course, yes, I provide you with vendors and everything like that, but I actually have client events. I want you to feel welcomed into my neighborhood, into my area, and I want you to love it here. I want you to feel like you're growing roots, and part of that is meeting new people. With my client events, it's able to meet other people just like you who moved here through watching a movie together, whether it's Jurassic Park or we watched Moana recently, or going to Topgolf and being horrible at playing golf, or any of the fun events that we do continuously throughout the year so that you could meet new people that are in your neighborhood, and maybe you'll even find your new best friend. But the second one, because I'm your first one. Finding an agent for relocation just doesn't happen on a whim. You want to make sure that you have someone that you truly connect with, because that person is going to be your eyes and ears. My background's in wedding planning, so I was always the bride for the bride. I had to make sure everything was according to plan, the way that she planned it, and that her dream actually came true. But I just implement that now as a realtor. And I make sure that we find the perfect home and that everything goes smoothly so that you can love your life in this dream that you've thought of living here in Northeast Florida. If you'd like a copy of my relocation guide or locals guide, I'm honestly happy to share. I have a ton of resources at your fingertips on my website. I'll put the link below so that you can have easy access to them, and I'd love to meet you if you'd like to connect. But if you haven't already, to stay up to date on all things St. Johns County, make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Demi Judd with Real Broker. See you.